The French defense prepares for d5, but blocks in the light-squared bishop in exchange for a strong center and counterattacking chances. d3 is a somewhat timid move compared to the normal d4, but is a playable alternative that is hoping to create a more closed position. This is a book move, meaning it follows established opening theory, played by top players for years. White develops the knight and attacks the center. Developing the knight and increasing influence in the center. White develops the knight and attacks the center. The bishop is ready to be developed to an active square. Textbook play so far. Developing the bishop and increasing influence in the center. This fianchettos the bishop by placing it on a powerful diagonal. Black develops the knight and attacks the center. Castling kingside tends to be safer than queenside because the king is further from the center. Both kings are castled and ready for the middle game. Solid. Continuing with standard opening theory. This creates a pawn chain, linked pawns that form a strong structure. The bishop is kicked by a pawn and must now move or be captured. This threatens to eventually win a pawn. This stops the opponent from being able to eventually win a pawn. The bishop moves forward into the game. Solid choice in the opening. This defends a pawn that was under attack and had no defenders. Right on target. This misses a better way to create a pawn chain. This overlooks an opportunity to develop a rook off its starting square. This permits the opponent to win a tempo by threatening a knight. This misses an opportunity to win a tempo by threatening a knight. This overlooks an opportunity to connect rooks. Recaptures. The game was close to balanced, but now black is worse. The game is still close to equal, but white lost their advantage. A very strong play. This is the only move that works. After all captures, this is an equal trade. Takes back. The game was close to equal, but now black has the advantage. This is the only good move. This is an equal trade. Recaptures. This overlooks a better way to move a rook to safety. This threatens to eventually win material. The rooks are coordinated and powerfully doubled on the file. This threatens to win material through a tactic. This prevents the opponent from being able to win material through a tactic. Advancing the pawns in front of the king can compromise the king's safety. Black still has an advantage, but they no longer have a winning position. White was worse off, but now they are in a losing position. This offers an equal trade of pieces. White activates the last piece, bringing all pieces into play. This wins material. This is the strongest option. Takes back. The pawn is now passed because it can no longer be challenged by pawns as it tries to promote. One of the best moves. Recaptures. Black will be winning material with that fork. This offers to exchange pieces of equal value. That was a free knight. The rook is kicked by a pawn and must now move or be captured. This wins a pawn, This prepares the bishop for development. White develops the knight and attacks the center. This fianchettos the bishop by placing it on a powerful diagonal. The bishop is ready to be developed to an active square. This prepares the bishop for development. This develops the bishop and gives it scope on the long diagonal. This is not the right idea. This misses an opportunity to prepare a bishop for development. This is the strongest option. White develops the knight and attacks the center. Black develops the knight and attacks the center. There were worse moves, but also something much better. This misses an opportunity to offer an equal trade of pieces. This fianchettos the bishop by placing it on a powerful diagonal. Castling to the same side of the board is a more cautious approach. Applying pressure to black's pawn chain. This is an equal trade. After all captures, this is an equal trade. This maintains the balance in material with a good trade. This is an equal trade. This is the only move that works. After all captures, this is an equal trade. Takes back. This connects the rooks, which helps them work together. This offers an equal trade of pieces. This threatens to win a knight by adding pressure to a pinned piece. This threatens to tactically win a rook. This stops the opponent from being able to tactically win a rook. White's piece has moved to a square with greater activity and control. With the rook now developed as well, Black has all pieces ready for action. This is not the right idea. This threatens to tactically win a pawn. This threatens to win a queen through a discovered attack. This maintains the balance in material with a good trade. This is an equal trade. After all captures, this is an equal trade. This maintains the balance in material with a good trade. This is an equal trade. After all captures, this is an equal trade. This maintains the balance in material with a good trade. Very precise. This moves the pawn to safety. White activates the last piece, bringing all pieces into play. This is an equal trade. After all captures, this is an equal trade. This threatens to win material through a fork. This puts the rook behind the other player's passed pawn. That was a free rook. Right on target. This is the strongest option. One of the best moves. Very precise. This activates the king in the endgame by getting it off of the back rank. A very strong play. Right on target. This is the strongest option. A solid choice. This is a fair move. One of the best moves. A very strong play. This creates a pawn chain, linked pawns that form a strong structure. This is an equal trade. Recaptures. After all captures, this is an equal trade. Takes back. Very precise. A solid choice. Recaptures. Right on target. This evades the check from the rook. This defends a pawn that was under attack and had no defenders. One of the best moves. This is the strongest option. Very precise. Right on target. This is the strongest option. This steps away from the checking rook. This defends the attacked pawn. This defends a pawn that was under attack and had no defenders. Very precise. This evades the check from the rook. Right on target. This steps away from the checking rook. This is the strongest option. The game ended in a draw by repetition. The French defense prepares for d5, but blocks in the light-squared bishop in exchange for a strong center and counterattacking chances. d4 grabs full control of the center and opens up the dark-squared bishop. d5 is a counterattack in the center that threatens the e4 pawn. e5 closes the center and attacks the important d6 and f6 squares. c5 strikes the d4 pawn, starting active play in the center. c3 supports the d4 pawn and allows the queen to develop on the queen side. Knight c6 adds more pressure to the d4 and e5 pawns. Knight f3 supports the d4 and e5 pawns. Bishop d7 develops the light-squared bishop and opens up the c8 square. Bishop e2 develops the bishop and prepares castling. This maintains the balance in material with a good trade. Recaptures. Black develops the knight and attacks the center. Developing the knight and increasing influence in the center. This mobilizes the knight, allowing it to control more of the board. This overlooks an opportunity to castle kingside. This offers an equal trade of pieces. After all captures, this is an equal trade. This threatens to eventually win a pawn. Developing the bishop and increasing influence in the center. This overlooks an opportunity to force an isolated pawn. This misses an opportunity to castle kingside. This allows the opponent to force an isolated pawn. The rook is now on an open file, which helps control squares across the board. This misses an opportunity to connect rooks. Not optimal, sending the queen to passivity. Very precise. Black develops further. This creates a pawn chain, linked pawns that form a strong structure. This is not the right idea. One of the best moves. This moves the pawn to safety. This maintains the balance in material with a good trade. Takes back. There were worse moves, but also something much better. This move puts the bishop on a safer square. This is not the right idea. By castling to the opposite side of the board, the game will tend to be more double-edged. This is the strongest option. This misses a much better move. That's fine. This moves the bishop to a better location, allowing it to control more squares. With the rook now developed as well, white has all pieces ready for action. This is a fair move. There were worse moves, but also something much better. This is not the right idea. This overlooks an opportunity to connect rooks. This is the only move that works. This moves the bishop to a more active square, making it gain scope. This is the only good move. This blocks the attack on a rook that could have been captured. This moves the bishop to safety. This permits the opponent to win material by overloading a defender. This overlooks a better way to win material through a tactic. This allows the opponent to eventually win a knight. This is the way to win a knight. Recaptures. Right on target. This misses an opportunity to connect rooks. This stops the opponent from being able to checkmate the king. A solid choice. This wins material. Very precise. This steps away from the checking queen.